In this video, I reveal a grand secret of the true importance of constant learning. So stay tuned, it might just change your life. This is Alex Rivera, and if we just met, I am your host here at Activation Energy, a channel dedicated to self-improvement, personal development, and life skills. As children, we're tremendously curious and we're always asking questions and trying to figure things out. At school, we're taught the basic things. It is incredible how far this basic knowledge can take us. A little bit of math, knowing how to read, basically allows us to navigate life as fully functional people. Perhaps that is why we become complacent about the knowledge that we possess somewhere in our teenage years when we go to school and we start questioning, well, why am I studying the French Revolution? Or why do I need to know about what happened in the First World War? And learn about people and places and things that happened a long time ago that don't seem to really apply to our daily lives. Why should I learn algebra, let alone calculus? I mean, I'm never gonna have to solve a calculus equation. It just seems so unnecessary that we stop paying attention and we stop caring. Basically, we stop learning. At some point, we decide that we've learned enough and it's time to move on and do more important things. Most people do not go to college as a means to try to improve their knowledge of the world. What we're trying to do when we go to college is trying to unlock some of these higher paying jobs available to people with a college degree. So we pick a major that we think will have a good financial payout at the end of the day, and we spend 4, 5, 6 years focusing on a specific area of knowledge, trying to learn as much as you can in the hopes that you can get a good job from that. I remember the day when I was taking my last final exam of my undergraduate degree in engineering. It was an electrical engineering elective class that I had pushed till the very end. And I remember the feeling of not having to study ever again to pass an exam. So after college, many people are happy to never see an academic book again and get on with real life. I soon realized that how little I really knew and how little college had prepared me for professional life. A lot of the things that I've learned in theory and in my books did not really apply to the practical world. So it was a little bit of a shock to realize that I had much to learn. New tools, new software, new procedures and processes and methods, how to talk to people, how to conduct myself in meetings, all kinds of different skill sets that I did not know I needed to know for the professional work. So for the next few years, I was really in learning mode most of the time, realizing that after years and years of studying and academic progress, you really know very little about what's going on. And that can be very stressful. So, like many others, I tried to learn as much as I could about my job and the things I needed to do in order to become proficient as quickly as possible so I could become valuable and I could feel that I was offering something to my job. So a lot of us end up learning a lot about a narrow band of knowledge. Basically the things pertaining to the job, to the things that we need to do at work. So we become proficient and we become experts in our field. In my own personal experience, I worked at a place where the older generation of engineers held tight to their knowledge and their experience and didn't want to change. I think this is something very common in the workplace these days, where the older generation is unwilling or unable to change as circumstances change. This contributes to adversarial cultures at the workplaces where the older people feel threatened by the younger people and are not willing or able to help. But beyond the practical reasons, the true importance of continuous learning is the knowledge that we gain allows us to better understand the world. Every piece of knowledge gained throughout human history is available to us. Our ancestors could only dream of a time like today, where we can readily access all the information that humanity has been gathered for the last 5,000 years. I am talking about learning about everything that we can learn about. Things like El Nino, the Roman Empire, traditions of the people of Papua New Guinea, the space race, the history of life on Earth, Buddhism, Christianity, and every other religion, geography, languages, chemistry, architecture, Renaissance painting, surrealism, gardening, guitar, and any other instrument, psychology, sociology, archery, and everything in between. I'm talking about every aspect of human knowledge. But why learn about all of these things that might not relate to me? But that is the true secret that I promise to reveal. The true secret of constant learning, which is that everything is connected. Everything is connected in more amazing ways that you could ever imagine. How so? As an example, think about history. In history books, people from the past, recent or far, reach out to our present to warn us about things like authoritarianism, tyranny, slavery, war, the benefits of cooperation, tolerance, and enlightenment. Take a leaf, for example. It converts energy from the sun into food. And nature has designed biological flying machines not once, not twice, but at least 5 times in the course of life on Earth. But you might think, well, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to go to the Amazon and study a poisonous frog for cures. Well, you don't have to. But you can study about the history of your family. You can study about the history of your town and your community. That might give you a better sense of who you are and where you come from. You can learn about how to cook and how to release new flavors to combine ingredients in different and amazing ways. You can learn about how to fix your toilet, so you don't have to pay a plumber to come and fix it for you every time. You can learn about the history of toilets and where they come from. Where do they come from in the first place? And wait a second, is there a way to design a better toilet so it doesn't get clogged so often? You catch my drift now. Every piece of knowledge is connected. And learning about people alive now or dead allow us to share their experiences and understand ourselves better. Okay, so you're on board and you understand the importance of continuous learning. Great. Where do you start? Well, you start with the things that pique your interest, the things that you've always wanted to know more about, but you never found the time or the motivation, or perhaps the things that people told you that were useless and you didn't need to learn more about those things. So you start there and start at home. Go to your library. If you don't have a library at home, perhaps it's a good time to start a library. But if you don't have any money, you can always go to the library and pick up a book. Whatever topic that interests you. It could be history, it could be science, it could be cooking, gardening. It doesn't matter, as long as it is something that you would like to learn more about. When you expose yourself constantly to new knowledge, your mind has no other option but to expand like a balloon and get filled with new understanding and new ideas on how the world works. Download a book, go to the library, watch a podcast, begin your journey and start learning about the things that you've always wanted to learn, the things that will have the potential to change your life. Begin today, right after this video. Don't waste your time. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please leave a comment and like us if you like what you see here today.